Hey, welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. Miami Heat, they lose a tough one today. 115-112 to the Phoenix Suns. Great game, back and forth. Tremendous performance today from Tyler Herro and Haywood Highsmith, both really the stars of this game. Man, just too much Kevin Durant at the end. Kevin Durant was he was so nails with the shots that he was hitting. Tough-ass jumper over Haywood Highsmith to put them up 4. That would eventually be enough. Really, to be honest with you, this is where I'm at right now, guys. It's the Heat dropped to 3 and 4. The last 2 games, razor thin. There are definitely some things to complain about as far as, I think, especially the performances of the Heat's 2 stars tonight. The 2 heads of their snake in Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler. Not enough offensive punch from them yet again. It feels like these code duo games are just becoming all too common. Bam had did he have a rough one? He could not hit water if he fell out of a boat today. Just bad. His offensive game, his polish, all of this talk about what he was going to do this season, the leap that he was going to take, or the shot diet change that was going to happen for the Miami Heat, big man, has been nothing but talk for him so far. It really has. He has one offensive performance of note so far this season in Mexico City. All the other games just woefully underperforming. These are Bam's offensive outputs for the season. 9, 12, 12, 11, 32 against Washington, 16, 12. I mean, that is not max extension. That is not good enough. And tonight, this is not, the New York game where you say, he only got 7 shots. He only got 9 shots. 5 of 21 tonight from Adebayo. Did everything else, had the rebound game going. Nurkic definitely, I think, got the better of him in the first half. Nurkic had an incredible game today, including a shot that I never thought I'd ever see him. Bam had the assists. He had the blocks, 5 steals. So, that level of stuff, there was even a point maybe where KD was going. I was like, hey, should they throw him? But they didn't have anybody to throw on Nurkic, who was kind of cooking today. So you throw Haywood out there, see what he could do, and KD was just hitting some onion shots. But man, just first and foremost, if you want to look to where the margin could have been for this one, you look to Bam. That's crazy. He had at one point, he finished the first half 3 of 15. All 3 were dunks. Anything that wasn't a dunk was a miss. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was laughably bad. And there was, we have not seen the 3-point range. He just seems really unsure of himself when you watch him. There'll be these modes where you could just tell him get mad at himself and he'll just go into dunk mode. But whether it just be when to go to the floater or the push shot or the hook shot or when to go midi or any of that type of stuff, anything that's in his bag, he almost feels like he's kind of reaching into the tool bag right now and he doesn't know what tool to pull out. Like, it's just, all right. He didn't get one to roll in tonight that wasn't a dunk until it put the Heat up 76-67. It was like a little roll-in bucket, and it took a long travel to get there. Jimmy, pretty ho-hum night from him too, like 6 of 13, 15 points. Kate, this game really was defined, I thought. There was a possession in this one in the fourth quarter where it was about Bradley Beal did a 3. The Heat had actually gotten a lead. It was Rozier missed 3. It was a rebound it was a Jimmy rebound to Bam. Bam got to Tyler. The ball got deflected. Tyler got his own miss. And that put the Heat back up 103-101. That would be their last lead of the game. Booker would come back, tie it up. And then Bradley Beal, Jimmy would kick to Rozier. Rozier had a rough night too. Rozier had a rough night. Bradley Beal, he hit a three, put the Phoenix Suns up 106-103. So the Heat come out of the timeout, and Kevin Durant bottles up Jimmy Butler multiple times. He takes a tough three, misses it. Haywood Highsmith is there to get the rebound because, of course, he is. He was friggin' everywhere tonight. Then Jimmy tries to get to the rim. Nope. Bam gets the rebound, and he can't get it over Nurkic. Just boo. Then it would come back. Kevin Durant would get a bucket over Tyler Herro, would put him up 5. Tyler Herro would come back, and then there would be a whole bunch of jump balls. He would eventually find a jam from Jimmy Butler. Bam would find him right there, would cut the lead back to 3. Then Durant would go back. He would hit a jumper over Haywood Highsmith to put him back up 5. KD and Rozier would trade foul shots. And then you had the move of the game. Haywood Highsmith, dude. What a game he had today. Incredible. Haywood Highsmith had this like strong spin move on Nurkic, gets the foul. Eric Reed says that he had been blessed tonight. Eric Reed was in a holy mood when it came to Haywood Highsmith. At one point, he had just said, "Thank God for Haywood Highsmith," and I could not echo his sentiments enough. I was just like, he's right. Thank God for him. He was incredible tonight. In fact, started the second half of this game, and it kind of makes you wonder where we're going with things on this. There's a lot of rotational questions out of this game. West Coast Spo showed up. He got a little frisky tonight. We'll get to that here in just a second. But Haywood Highsmith would get the spin, the bucket, cut the Heat lead to 2. KD would come back down. He just hit a tough-ass jumper over Haywood Highsmith. And that was pretty much the dagger. That was all she wrote for the Miami Heat. Tyler Herro would get to the rim. They would trap Devin Booker. Then on the inbounds, they have to call timeout. O'Neal finds Booker. He goes to the free throw line. This guy's nearly a 90% free throw shooter for his career. Misses the first one, so the Heat are going to have a chance to tie this with 4.8. They have a timeout. This time, instead of 0.7 seconds and Pelle Larsson inbounding it, Spo goes with Jimmy Butler on the inbounds. So they got to find somebody to do this. This has been something that's definitely been noticeable. I almost feel like in these spots maybe they just have Bam do it. If they're not going to go lob, and especially in a 3-point situation, he's the tallest, he's a great passer. Maybe have Adebayo do this, but this was the thing at the end of this game. I think if you're a Heat fan, I say this, really, really good game. I can take losing to the Phoenix Suns. It's 6 straight wins for them. They're a very good team. It's on the road. I knew this was going to be a tough road trip. And the Heat are 3-4. The last 2 games, razor thin. Okay, you certainly can look to your 2 big guys and be like, hey, you guys are got to pick up the slack in this game in particular. Jimmy was good the last game. Bam was also, kind of ho-hum in that one and got, of course, the Sabonis bucket at the end definitely put salt into the wound a little bit. Terry Rozier's had a rough couple of ones in a row. But Tyler Herro, man. Tyler Herro, this dude is playing some incredible basketball right now. He really is. It's been a marvel to watch. I mean, he has been very confident in his shot. He is, taken exactly, I think, what the Heat probably want. 15 shots tonight, 9 of them from downtown. He gets to the free throw line a handful of times. 28 tonight, 27 the last night. He's been marvelous, man. He's been marvelous. You can't. There's very. If you're going to talk about the Heat's helter skelter start, he is not a part of that. I would say he has been. He's been really, really good for Miami, and just his decision making, getting teammates involved. He's really just brought it all for Miami tonight, and he finishes tonight with 28 points. On top of it, had 6 assists to boot to go with it. So, yeah, Tyler was really tremendous tonight. But this is a game. You had Bam, Tyler, and Jimmy, your three top dogs, all play 35 minutes. Really wanted to get this road trip off to a great start, but they didn't have enough. Let's get to the last play. So the last play got deterred there for a second. Last play, 4.8 seconds left. So Jimmy Butler, inbounds the ball to Terry Rozier. He's looking. He gets it to Terry Rozier. Then Terry Rozier throws it to Jimmy, but the pass kind of takes him to go towards the paint. But you're like, oh crap, why am I going towards the paint? We need a three. So he comes back to the paint. Royce O'Neal kind of flies by him, and Jimmy decides not to shoot it. Would have been a tough shot. He decides to hot potato it to Tyler Herro, who's left to throw up a BS type of shot, which he had no prayer of hitting. And I would guess if I was Jimmy in that spot and I'm going towards the paint, the way it looked like the only guy who really had a look at it would have been Bam. Bam was top of the key. I believe Grayson Allen was there. And that would have been the look. It would have been a Bam 3, which would have been cool if he would have tied it. Although maybe Jimmy was thinking, this guy, here's a jerk squat tonight. I'll throw up some kind of miracle. Would have been the right thing to say the way Bam was shooting it. But from my standpoint, the only play with that momentum taking Jimmy the way it should have, instead of rolling back, would have been kicking it to Bam. But I'm sure going through his head was, man, this dude is chilly willy when it comes to his shot tonight. And it would have been that would have been an appropriate thought. So, yeah, tonight stings. Tonight stings, but there was a lot of good. I mean, Haywood Highsmith played his ass off. Tyler Herro continues his hot play. I just don't see many. I gotta think Bam's gonna snap out of this funk. I do. This is not him. This is not anywhere near the capability that he can play with. Terry's gonna have those rough shooting nights. I think everybody knows this if you watch Terry Rozier. He's gonna have his cold stretches. And then there's gonna be a couple of weeks where he's nuclear and he can't miss. And you're gonna have to live with that. It usually doesn't shake him. He just never found it tonight. Other than those decently clutch free throws. So that was that. So the interesting thing from this game, there was a couple of things, that led to this, because Miami, I think the thing you're disappointed in is, one, the last play. That was terrible. Second of all, Jimmy ho-hum, Bam, awful offensive performance. That's obviously a team with a ton of firepower. This we know. Tonight they Bradley Beal really didn't do anything. But it was okay because Jusuf Nurkic, I think you probably knew things weren't going to go your way tonight, because things were going the Heat's way. They got at one point, we're up 15 in the third quarter. Tyler Herro got them to an 84-69 lead, and then I think it was a 15-3 run by the Suns to close things out, the only bucket being a Kelel Ware shot, and we got to get to the warehouse. This was great to see. But that third quarter, it just they had it. It was crazy because the Heat had it. They had a third quarter where everything was going for them great. They go into halftime. What were they up? They were up 3 at halftime. Very even game. They get out to a great run. They extend their lead. And then it all just kind of fell apart for them. You got back-to-back threes from Grayson Allen and Kevin Durant. Duncan Robinson was going right to the rim. Kevin Durant blocked him. And Booker got an and one. So, yeah, it all really unraveled. But the thing where it was the one that felt this is going to completely swing the pendulum the other way. So the one where you really knew it wasn't going to be the Heat's night after having a really good third quarter. Kelel Ware had really good defense on, I think it was Bradley Beal. Wanted no part of him. Ball kicks out to Jusuf Nurkic, who, dude, I'm telling you, Steph Curry takes second thoughts about the range on this three that Nurkic threw up. He throws up a bomb ski from deep, and it goes in nothing but net. Nurkic was like Nick Batum all over again. Like this was like it's not like random it's not like a random scrub heat killer because Nurkic isn't a scrub. Like he's a decent player. He's been a decent player for his career. But today's game was ridiculous. Like 20 and 18, but 3 of 5 from downtown, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Like he was a monster tonight. He was an absolute monster. And I gotta say, on the other thing with Bam, this is the other thing that's been noticed. Bam has the steal numbers tonight, but there's been many nights where the big man's just been outplaying him. That's been another thing is you look to the Sabonis game, and Sabonis got the better numbers on that night. You look to the New York ones, obviously the one that stands out a lot. I know that there was issues about Bam, getting the ball at all in that one, but the numbers are what they are. And Karl Anthony Towns finished with 44 in that game. So this is, and then the Paolo game before Paolo got hurt. So in the Heat's losses, he's gotten severely outplayed. And that can't happen. All the pomp and circumstance. You guys, that's just not acceptable. And they need more from their captain. They need better from their captain to flip some of these games. They're good teams. These are good teams, close games. But they need better. They need better in those cases. The big story outside of all of this is Kelel Ware, baby. Kelel Ware got into the rotation tonight. He got actual minutes from Erik Spoelstra, and it was exciting. Erik Spoelstra puts him out there late in the first quarter. You're like, oh, like your eyes perk up immediately, and it was great. It was great to see him out there, go, and he had, it took him a little bit to get going. He had like a bucket that was I think it was like a Nurkic fumble that like went right to him, and he was able to get the slam. But it was just fun seeing him out there. There was a points where he's like defending Bradley Beal on the wing. He got a steal. He got a sick ass block off the window. And look, there were definitely some times where like, oh, you could. The one thing I've noticed with Kelel Ware is like the hands, like there's nice offensive touch, but the chemistry in the hands, I don't know if it's just a nervousness, a speed of the game thing, but like isn't quite there on the passes being ready for his teammates when it's not like a lob up in the air to go up and catch it. But man, look great to see him out there. Like definitely, all love to Thomas Bryant. Did not think about not having him out there a lick. Did not think about having him out there a lick. I was excited to see Kelel out there. And you had a fun lineup with Jimmy. You had Jimmy with Duncan, Alec Burks, Pella, and Kelel. It was a lot of fun to see. But Kelel had some real highlight moments in this one, man. He had this beautiful shot coming in. When his second wave coming in, he had this really pretty bucket over Mason Plumlee. And then not only that, but then he hit a 3 today too. Like he took it with confidence, bang, just shot it down. Maybe the veteran big man can take some notes because I saw some stutter feet up at the top of the key. I would like Bam to let that thing fly, man. That would be nice. But all in all, there's, it was a good game. It was a very, very competitive game. It was a very, very competitive matchup. I don't get crazy over things like this. I think I've gone over the things that could have gone better for Miami and what could have taken them over the edge because at the end of this thing, KD took it home and he took Jimmy's lunch money. Like that's the truth of it. Jimmy really in that fourth quarter wasn't really anywhere to be found. And they needed him. And you go to the fourth quarter numbers of this. Jimmy Buckets was 2 of 5. And Kevin Durant, he was 4 of 6, 11 points. So you outscored him 7-4 there. Big margin. Big margin for the Miami Heat. Bam you know, they just need more from their guys, man. They need no field goals from Terry in the fourth quarter. Haywood Highsmith, though, monster. He was a killer in the fourth. 8 points in the fourth. Look at this Haywood Highsmith line today, man. He was tremendous. Haywood finished today 19 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals. 2 of 3 from downtown, 3 from 3 from the free throw line, 7 of 8 from the field. Awesome night from Haywood Highsmith. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. There was a lot into that game. I'm going to do another video because I want to talk about the ramifications of this game for the rotation. Because otherwise I'm going to go like 30 minutes and you guys ain't going to stick around that long for one video. So I'm going to do another video. I'm going to post 2 videos tonight. I'm going to do another video that's going to talk about like what is the fallout of this. Kelel playing, Haywood balling out. What does this mean for Nico? We'll get into all that. I'm going to do another video for you guys. And you guys can look for that. They'll both be up tonight. And we'll figure things out for Heatland.